Welcome back to another episode of the K-Dog and Fish Show. I am Fish.
K-Dog.
On today's show, we got a special guest with us. It is Sidekick Inc. And otherwise known as CJ. We don't want to call you Sidekick, but CJ, welcome to the show.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, I'm happy to be here, guys.
Really appreciate having you here. We're in Canada. You are in the US of A in Texas.
Yeah.
And we wanted to introduce you to our community and talk Funko and just have a chat. So on Instagram, you have over 15,000 followers.
Yeah.
YouTube, 340,000 subscribers. And where I discovered you for the first time was on TikTok, where you have over 1 million followers on TikTok.
TikTok is something else, man.
That's crazy.
All right. That's crazy.
So
I don't even have TikTok.
No, you don't.
No.
Well, we do.
Everybody else in my house does, but I'm like, I can't go down that rabbit hole. No.
K-Dog and Fish have a TikTok.
Yeah.
I found you through Top Pops, through Tristan's videos and stuff, and him referencing you or buying your mystery boxes and stuff.
Yeah. We actually get a lot of people. We've known Tristan a long time. Like when he was at maybe 100,000 subs,
probably
years and years and years ago.
Well,
like we actually just celebrated our 5th year anniversary for the store and content and the website.
Yeah.
And so we've known Tristan almost that entire time.
Pretty much, yeah.
And so we get that a lot, that people, because of how massive his YouTube channel is, that people find that they found us through Tristan. So but I came across you on TikTok probably because we're Funko Pop content creators. So we get pushed other Funko Pop content, and you were giving, which I found hilarious, and that's how we became a fan, was the sarcasm of explaining to stupid people, especially in the comments, why they're dumb and why they are wrong, but not in a mean way, in a very smart and sarcastic way that made me laugh. And if you can make me laugh, I was like, sub.
There you go. Boom.
And my thing too is like, I know I can sound very I am sarcastic, but I know it can sound condescending sometimes. And I've gotten comments of people saying, "Hey, you're being too mean. You're being too rude." And
it's funny.
The thing is, my intention is not to be mean, but if you come into my space, into my comment section with a certain energy, and you're being condescending, or you're acting like a dick or whatever, I'm gonna match that energy, and I'm gonna keep the video fun and with a positive spin too, because at the end of the day, we're just collecting toys. You don't need to get into fights over collecting a bunch of vinyl toys or figures. You know what I mean?
Completely agree with that.
Pump the brakes.
Yeah.
Remember, people are idiots.
You should see some of the comments we get. And it is, it makes me laugh. So what I really appreciated was your humor and sarcasm. And then it just kind of went from there, and to see where you've gone from that point to this point, I thought maybe first off, let's tell people in our community how you got into Funko Pop collecting and then content creation.
First of all, with the Funko Pops, in 2015, I want to say, when the Guardians of the Galaxy movie came out, everybody loved Groot, everybody loved Guardians, and it was real fun. And I had seen Funko Pops at the store, and I thought nothing of them. I never collected vinyl or anything like that, so I didn't think it was a big deal. But when I saw the dancing Groot in the little pot, and it's a bobblehead, I was like, this is fun. I'll put this on my desk.
Yeah.
And maybe a month later, my wife and I were at the mall. We stop into Hot Topic, and there's like a buy 2, get 1 free deal. And I said, okay, I like Batman. I like Wolverine. I like Hulk. Let me grab 3 more. And it just kind of escalated. And what the funny thing is, when it really escalated, is we put our house in one of our houses that we've lived in the past 10 years. We put our house on the market in 2016, and I had to put all of the pops in storage, but our house was on the market for about 2 months, and I got tired of not looking at Funko Pops. I'd go buy more. And I doubled my collection just in the time that we were trying to move. So we move into a new house, and she's like, where did these all come from?
Yeah.
And now she has probably about 40 or 50 in her little office in our guest bedroom that she has in her own collection. So it's a whole family affair.
Nice.
Content creation. I've been editing videos since I was probably 10 or 11 years old, and I had a cassette tape and I had to edit in the camera by hitting, rewind to the last spot and then start rolling. And then, you kind of editing on the recorder right there, with my next door neighbor. And I didn't really make a lot of content until the pandemic happened. My sister told me to get on TikTok, and I was trying to promote some artwork, some stickers I was selling, some drawings I had made. So I was trying to promote them on TikTok. And every time I spend 3, 4, 5 hours drawing something and post about it, the comments are like, hey, show us the Funko Pops in the background. We want to see the stuff behind you. We don't care about what you spent 6 hours drawing. We want to see the stuff behind you. So I start making videos in the end of 2020. And in 2021, it started snowballing. From March 2021, I believe I hit 100,000 in March 2021 on TikTok. And by December of that year, by Christmas, I had hit 1 million. And it was just one of the most fun and interesting years of my life for sure. Just making content and kind of getting more comfortable being on camera again.
I did see you post though that you were a roofer.
Yeah, so that's another thing is during the pandemic, I never stopped working because I was on roofs. I was social distance. I talk about 6 feet away. I was, 12, 20 feet away from people at all times, climbing up on roofs every day. And when the hailstorms roll through Texas in April and May, it's just business gets busier than ever. Yeah. So, during 2020 and 2021, I was still working and I was climbing up on roofs every day and, just living life, I've been doing that my entire life. I come from a family of roofers, 4 generations deep. So,
nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
But are you doing content creation full time then?
So that was something I never thought would be possible. And then, last September, I said, you know what? I don't want to get on roofs anymore. And I had that New York Comic Con trip coming up in October. And I was like, well, I'm going to be taking a week off work anyway. What if I just call it a day on October 1st and I just give it a shot? And I felt comfortable knowing that I've been in the industry for so long. And my dad is still in the industry that if I ever needed to kind of slide back into it and get on another roof, the hailstorms there's no shortage of those in Texas. But I don't want to. So since September of last year, I have not been on a roof and I have been focusing on this and I've just been having a great time and getting to spend more time with my daughter. She loves that I'm home and I can just take her to the park 2 days a week or 3 days a week, or we can just, the weekends don't matter anymore. We can go do something on a Wednesday when it's not crowded if we want. And I don't have to worry about when am I going to be home, Yeah. So
that's awesome.
That's a good segue. So let's dive right into how much money you make. Do you have a bank statement handy? Like, let's just put the bank statement up in front of the camera.
That is not a mandatory question that you can answer.
I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding.
You're able to not roof anymore and do content creation and spend more time with your family. I think that's huge. That is awesome.
I will tell you this, K-Dog. One of the big things that was like a factor for me was TikTok is pretty unreliable and YouTube has been a driving force for a long time. And I really wanted to make it a goal to get monetized on YouTube first. So last year, I kind of started taking it more seriously with YouTube Shorts and repurposing some of my TikTok stuff onto YouTube Shorts, and was able to meet the requirements last spring, about a year ago, to be monetized on there. So it opened up an extra revenue stream on top of whatever, pennies TikTok will give you. And obviously I'm lucky enough to work with, brands that want me to promote stuff, which is where the real money is, to be honest. I've done a couple promotional things for Netflix, and I've gotten to work with Funko, and I've gotten to work with just some great Whatnot is one of them, and great companies that believe in me and they like my content and they want me to create some content, and it's been great. And it's what I love doing anyway. So
That was actually a perfect segue because we were going to ask you how you first got, like, Funko reached out to you, or like how you got involved with doing stuff direct with Funko.
That I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. I announced the Harry Potter digital Funko drop in January. If you remember, Diss Trackers was leaking it on Instagram that it was supposed to drop in December, and some stuff got delayed. But yeah, they reached out to me in like October or November. I think right when I got home from New York Comic Con, I got an email from Funko, and I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting this.
That's really cool, though. When you're collecting something that you like, and then to have them reach out is pretty interesting.
Well, I've always believed this, and I know that like Chris and Heather at Gasselcast have talked about this a lot, about Funko focusing on community and realizing that a lot of people on Instagram and TikTok don't want to see UGC creators. You know what I mean? The UGC creators being like no name, no face creators that just get paid to make a commercial.
Right. Yeah.
And that had become popular in like 2022 going into 2023.
You actually did a TikTok video about that.
Yeah, their social media
I saw
team
in January of 2023.
The social media team at Funko had gone through some changes and some growing pains. And getting back into what you asked about, yeah, I'm just glad that people like Tristan are promoting Funko, and people like my friend Blake, the Pop Nook, are getting to work directly with Funko. And Blake goes to the Comic Cons and hosts giveaways at the booth. And I've gotten to be in that conversation. My friend Tony Ann has gotten to start creating videos for Funko. Wasatch Pop has done drop announcements, and my friend Harry has done drop announcements. So seeing more familiar faces in the community has been a really cool thing. And of course, you have the people that say, Top Pops took all the redeemables. Now we can't resell all of these NFTs.
Yeah.
We actually did an entire video about getting off his back the first time Funko, and we were like, why would Funko not? He has 3 million YouTube subscribers, which is more than Funko has.
Yeah.
Why would they not use him and his channel by giving him a pack to open, let him open it and promote their product? Like, it makes sense to us, and people are just hating to be hating.
Yeah, we have to tone down our comments on that.
I think you're always going to get people who are upset about that stuff. But what I was saying too is that, like, I think the overwhelming response is that a lot of people like seeing different people in the community sort of getting it. It feels better seeing a video come from a true collector than from some person who's just like, who doesn't know what they're talking. There was actually
know the stuff about Funko at all. They just, or how to.
Well, there was a video that a lot of people were commenting on TikTok, and it got deleted within a couple hours. But it was a video at Funko Hollywood where they kept referring to the sodas as soda pops or something, and which isn't super far off, but nobody says soda pops.
Yeah,
and it was
nobody says that.
Somebody inside the Hollywood store, and it was not an employee. It was like a UGC creator, and all the comments were like, "What are they saying? Why are they saying soda pops?"
Yeah,
they kind of took a bunch of turns. Like once Sully left, or they asked Sully to leave, and he still loves Funko and promotes Funko, but when Sully stopped being the content creator, and then they had those two girs.
Yeah,
for a while.
Yeah.
Who worked for Funko and were doing lives.
I felt like they didn't want to be there. I was like,
but that in between. Yeah. Now they're doing it correctly. I feel.
Yeah. Well, what I'll say is social media is such a mystery, and companies and corporations don't always understand social media. So what I think happened was during the pandemic, like you said, first Sully, and then Ashley and. I can't remember.
That was the two girls.
The other person's name, but those were some good times, and they were doing great. But then during the pandemic, like I said, I just think they went through some growing pains, and were trying to figure stuff out, and maybe trying to figure out what's important or what's a priority. And I think it's shown that the priority is collectors and members of the community and fanatics is what resonates with people the best. And that's what I think too. And even having somebody on the social media team like Sully or Ashley was great too, because they're employees, but they're also like hype people, you know, and they connect with people. They go to events and stuff. And I love Funko. I even have a crown right here. On
nice.
My elbow. So
yeah.
I don't see any point in picking apart or complain. There's people that like to nitpick every single decision that gets made. And I just understand that when there's a big company, there's a lot of people pulling the strings that don't see everything. And then there's people that see, you know what I mean? And it's just, they just got to figure it out, just like every other company.
There's going to be good things and there's going to be bad things. And there's going to be things that just make you laugh. Like it's
we're getting to that point now.
Yeah. Just like,
yeah.
I also think that shows Funko's growth in like how, I guess how like predominant they've been in the collectibles industry, that people care that much, that they're looking at them that closely just because they've grown, because people weren't looking at Funko that closely in 2015. They just weren't.
Yeah,
and now they're under a microscope because they've grown so much. And I think that
just big fan base.
Yeah.
So.
No, we went on for a while where we were like every week was like, oh, and then we finally, I feel like we're turning a corner now.
Yeah.
You know? And like you said, they're getting back to the fandom. They're giving it back. They're coming out with some really cool con pops and everything else, right? And yeah, I think they're definitely turning a good corner right now.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely, we've seen a big switch. And I think that was change in management and who's in charge of what, and just things kind of segueing into a better space. And we're seeing that as also we're doing Funko content stuff, you know, 3 shows a week. So we definitely are seeing a more of a better trend of things being more positive in the community for sure.
And I think for you guys too, you get flack for being negative or something like that. But I think it's important to point out that you have a vested interest in the success of Funko because you have a store.
Correct.
Oh, yeah. No,
right? Like
exactly.
We want them to do good things, but here's where we always I will answer those comments directly and just be like, do you want us to not be truthful?
Yeah.
Like, we will praise the things that we love and show off and boast about things that we are excited about, but we're also going to get like, okay, what are you doing? And be completely honest about it. If we were just being everything is rainbows and sunshine, I think people would call us fake if we...
Well, yeah, because they would say, oh, you're just a reseller, so of course you love everything.
You're going to promote everything.
If we went, oh, Wakanda Forever, I'm so glad they made 16 commons. They'd be like, what are you guys doing? No. You know
what's funny is I've been accused a couple times of being a sunshine and rainbow creator. And my response to that is, well, one, it's just not true. I have criticized them for certain things, like the Michael Myers mask that was like cut off in the front.
That was a great video.
But, what I'll say is it's not sunshine and rainbows. I just don't prioritize complaining about every single thing I don't like. So if I can't post videos that I'm happy with or talk about things that I enjoy, then I'm not going to waste time talking about things I don't like, because there's enough accounts that do that already. So it's not that I'm sunshine and rainbows. It's just that there's certain things that I don't need to share my opinion about, because not everybody needs to hear what I think about every single new anime Funko Pop that comes out when I don't even watch those shows. You know what I mean? So
I also feel like that's where you bring more of that humor and sarcasm to it, like you did with the Michael Myers thing. And I love those videos.
Did you ever see that I fixed it?
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
It was cut off.
Yeah.
There's like an 11-minute video on my YouTube of me doing this. So I'll plug that right now. But yeah, you too can have your own screen accurate Michael Myers Hedges Funko Pop if you just follow these simple steps.
Nobody's going to see the back. Nice.
Oh, I was going to ask you about the Ed Asner Family Center that you got involved in. That was amazing.
Yeah. Really crazy how that came together. I received an email from a marketing company, like a third-party marketing company that was doing promotional stuff for the Ed Asner Family Center in 2021 for the new Doug Days show that was coming out, which was one of Ed's last performances. And again, they were a third-party marketing company. Their job was to find content creators or influencers and put them together to open up boxes and talk about the event and the stuff like that. So that was in 2021. And then that December, I did something else. The following summer, this is where things started to fall into place. The following summer, I have a friend whose brother works at Warner Brothers. He's a big head honcho Warner Brothers guy. Okay. And during the Discovery merger, he needed to relocate some of his things from his office. And he said, hey, it's all DC stuff. It's, the Flash and Superman comic books posters. And my friend was like, well, CJ can give that stuff away to charity or do something like that. And I was like, I'm all the way in Texas. You're not going to ship me like 300 pounds of comic books. Right. But I said, I have an idea. Let me contact the Ed Asner Family Center. And I reached out to that marketing company that first emailed me. I said, do you have an email for them? They gave me Milo's email. I text Milo. I say, hey, this guy is in Studio City at the Warner Brothers lot, and he's got like hundreds of comic books and action figures if you want them. And they host summer camps and stuff. So Milo picked him up, and ever since then he was like, wow, that was really nice of you. So then I stayed in contact with them, and I was just brainstorming on ways that I can help fundraise for them because I don't have money, but I have followers. So I was just going to put together a Funko Pop auction on my own end and cut him a check for if I raise $1,000 or whatever. And Whatnot got involved, and Whatnot donated some like mega grails. They're like a $800 Captain Barbossa pop.
Right.
And
some crazy stuff.
Yeah, that was nuts. Yeah.
When I pitched the idea to Milo, he pitched it to Matt Asner, who's Ed's son. And Matt was like, oh, we got to get them signed by some of our contacts. We've got, 50 celebrities that work with us. Let's get them signed. And then I was like, well, I'm in Texas. They said, well, just fly here and we'll host the show here. So then one thing leads to another. Next thing you know, I've got the voices of SpongeBob SquarePants and Pinky and the Brain. And like, I'm doing a live show with these celebrities, and it was like a dream come true. And we raised $40,000 at one show, $20,000 at another, $30,000 at another, and our recent one was over 60. So, like $150,000 in the past 2 or 3 years. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Great.
I watched 2+ hours of that.
Yeah,
just seeing all the cool people that were on and the pops that were getting on. I placed a couple of bids. I couldn't win anything. There was one in particular, was the Keanu Reeves autographed John Wick, and people went friggin' bananas.
that one went for like $2,300, $2,400.
Yeah.
So I couldn't score it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I wanted to watch, and I tried to do a couple of bids. And then all of a sudden I see you at the panel, because the way that was shot is like the pops are first and foremost up front, so you can see what you're bidding on. And then you and the voiceover artist were all at that table behind. And then all of a sudden I see this giant man come out. And I recognized his voice, and it was Clancy Brown.
Yeah.
And I was like,
he's the best.
His sidekick sitting with Clancy Brown?
Yeah.
From Shawshank?
Yeah. When that was going on, I was out of town, and my girlfriend and I were at a restaurant. He was texting me, telling me what's going on. I booked it back to the hotel. I was trying to watch it on my phone. The Wi-Fi was so goddamn bad. Like, it was just cutting out. And he's texting me what's going on. I'm like, I got nothing, man. I got circles.
It was awesome.
He had to fill me in on most of it. So, yeah.
I was so relieved that Clancy sat, and I said that. I was like, I want Clancy to sit next to me, because last year we did a whole SpongeBob cast show, and we had Clancy, Tom Kenny, SpongeBob, Roger Bumpus, Squidward, Bill Fagerbaki, who's Patrick, who you know from Coach, probably. What's his character's name? He's like the dumb blonde guy on Coach.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
He's super tall. Yeah.
He's hilarious.
You love Coach.
Yeah. Coach is the best show.
That was a great show.
Yeah.
Greg T. Nelson. No, no, you're talking about the assistant coach.
The assistant coach that's the voice of Patrick Starr. So,
oh, I never even put that together.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay.
On that show, Clancy Brown was on the complete opposite side for me, and we had so many cast members that every time I try to ask a question, someone else is chiming in. And I didn't really get to talk to Clancy or meet him or anything. And then he had to leave early because he had something to go to. And I was like, man, I really wanted to meet Clancy Brown from Shawshank, man. Yeah. And then
that's so cool.
So then when we had him back, I was like, okay. And I got to sit next to him, and he's just the sweetest guy. And he just did the voiceover for the Funko Fusion game.
I recognize that he was the voice for that. Yeah.
I've heard he's just a great guy. So that's awesome. Yeah.
So this brings us to this point in the interview where I talk about your juggling.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you said that you.
Here we go. I'm gonna get out of here.
You said that you self-taught. For your daughter, which I thought was really cool. But you're either, and I know because I've been juggling a long time, that you're either born with it or you're not, the hand-eye coordination. So you never attempted it before? Like, you knew a little bit of the basics, or?
No. So you know what a lot of people do when they do like the pass under the hand thing, like with two not with three, but with two, and you just kind of like pass it. That's the only thing I had ever done. Anytime I had attempted to juggle, I guess to be honest, I never Googled it or looked it up because I didn't think I was capable. So I didn't even bother. So I never really tried. So then when my daughter she had been asking me for weeks, like, do you know how to juggle? I'm like, no. And then I'd do that little trick and she's like, oh, that's cool. Can you juggle three? And I'm like, I can't. So finally she says, can you learn how to juggle three? And I said, I guess I can look on YouTube. We'll see, but no promises. And I tried it out with right before she went to bed. I said, I don't have anything to juggle. She gave me some of her socks. So I was trying to juggle her socks, and I was like, I might be able to get this down. So after she went to bed, I put on YouTube, and I kept practicing with those socks. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go on Amazon, and I ordered some of the juggling balls, and I just practiced every single day. And now I've got it down. So that's cool.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah,
well, it was fun. Those little juggle battle videos. So I enjoyed that. And that we'll have to pick it up in Niagara Falls. Let's talk about the upcoming Niagara Falls Comic Con.
That's like soon.
You told us you're coming.
Everything is booked. I'm there.
It's coming in 3 weeks.
That's like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Funko News Canada is going to be there. Top Hops, obviously, we record a podcast with him the last couple of years that we've been at Niagara Falls Comic Con.
Rye will be there.
So we're looking forward to meeting you in person, and we're going to have a live. We'll do a juggle off at that.
It's all about just having content, having fun for the whole weekend. Yeah,
that's why I'm going. To be honest, so Tristan's mom, Melissa, was telling me in New York. She's the one who was persuading me. She was like, "You gotta go," but the fact that I know it's smaller than something like San Diego Comic-Con or New York or whatever, less overwhelming, but also I don't get to see a lot of my East Coast friends, and I've never been to Canada. So I'm really excited to just have a nice low key weekend. I even checked the hours, the con ends at 6 p.m. on one night and 4. And I'm like, you know what? I just want to have a good time. And my buddy Caleb's coming with me, and you're going to love him. He's going to fit right in with you guys.
Oh, nice. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Have you ever met Slapshot Pops?
John and Joanna, yes. I met them.
They're from Boston.
Boston.
They're the last 2 years they've been at Niagara Falls. I haven't talked to them to know whether they're coming again this year, but
the Saturday night of the convention, we always do a meet and greet at one of the restaurants there, and we all just go and have drinks and just hang out on a Saturday night and
that's
have a good time. That's what the whole weekend's about, right? Just chilling, having fun.
Honestly, what I'm most excited about, and getting to see the falls and just kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
You don't get a lot of waterfalls in Texas, I would imagine. Not to the size of Niagara.
No, not like that. No.
It's a huge hole. Yeah.
It's big.
Yeah, it's a big hole. Big hole with a lot of water in it.
It's the East Coast Grand Canyon, right?
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah, there's the Canadian Falls, there's the U.S. Falls. I don't even understand. It's all just falls. I don't even get it.
It's a lot of water.
Whatever. It's just a lot of water.
One time we got so wasted we went over in barrels.
Yeah, that was a good day.
I don't know if I'll have time, but I kept joking with my friend of because I post content anyway. That's what I do. I post content. I was like, I want to make a video. Have you seen my microphone, my SpongeBob microphone?
Yeah.
That I made out of a Funko Pop? I wanted to do a video in the poncho on the boat like Bruce Almighty. When Bruce Almighty's doing the
Maiden of the Mist or Made of the Mist?
Made of the Mist.
Yeah.
Made of the Mist.
I was like,
yeah.
oh, that'd be a hilarious video if I could just do something like.
Yeah. How many days are you in town for?
I get in Friday at noon, so like right before the con. So I'm gonna like drop my stuff off at the hotel, maybe change, and then go to the convention. And then we don't leave until Monday evening.
Oh, that's all right.
But we got to cross the border because we're flying out of Buffalo. So
no, okay, yeah, because Sunday there's not much. Like Sunday's kind of a chill day.
Yeah,
you know, the Friday night's kind of cool because it's exciting. It's all starting. It doesn't start till like 4 o'clock or something like that. Or
yeah. No, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
3 or 4.
Yeah. And then Saturday is the gong show.
Yeah.
But Sunday is kind of the chill day, right? So if there's a day you want to skip the con, I'd skip Sunday. So, you know.
Yeah.
You know?
But we'll be there for Monday too. So I'm real excited.
Nice. We look forward to it. And I can see your I just noticed it now, your YouTube plaque.
Yeah.
At the 100,000 sub plaque. Nice. Rye the Pop Guy just got his the end of last year, and he did a video on it.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
All right. So before we let you go, we need to talk about the fact that you were at the Austin premiere for Netflix's The Hitman, and I have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
One, how did you get that invite? And I saw you were on the red carpet. You were looking sharp too, by the way.
Thank you.
You and the missus. And number 2, is Glenn Powell as handsome as he is in person than he is on the screen?
So first of all, I had no idea how I got the invite. I know I've done some like Stranger Things promotional Funko Pop videos in the past for Netflix, but I asked her. I said, "Hey, how did you get my email?" Because I had never met the Netflix lady who was walking me to the carpet. She says, "I just did my research for like content creators and influencers in Austin because we just needed to fill some seats and we want some people that are going to post about it. So I just did my research and your name popped up and I'm like, well, I'm glad it did. Like,
awesome.
I guess my videos are geotagged or something, but there was like 3 or 4 other content creators that I met. One guy who I didn't know, but another guy who I have been following for a couple years, and I've met him already. His name is Scott, the Prop Guy. He works in the industry as a prop master, and he just hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and you'd love his videos. He's a real funny guy. He's sarcastic and punny and nice. All the jokes and stuff too. But Glenn Powell is even more good looking in person. And
it's disturbing.
It's disturbing how good looking he is.
Yeah.
It is. I have a really funny story. I'm not very assertive, and I like to respect people's personal boundaries. You know what I mean? I don't like to be the guy to like bother you or try to go badger a celebrity for a picture or anything like that.
Right. Yeah.
Well, our invite included tickets to the after party, and the whole cast was at the after party. So I'm standing right behind Glenn Powell at this rooftop bar, right? And I'm waiting patiently, and I'm waiting for him to finish a conversation so I can politely tap him on the shoulder, get his attention or something like that. And every time he's like almost done, somebody just rushes in and just like they're running me over. And I was waiting very patiently and like, again, not trying to like invade his personal space. And then he kind of makes eye contact with me, but this group of like 4 people ask for a photo. So they're going to have 2 people on each side. So he's like, oh yeah, let me get a group photo. Well, he's holding a drink, and he looks at me and goes, hey man, do you mind? Can you hold this for me? So I did not get a photo with Glenn Powell, but I held his drink. And then
did you drink from it?
Did you take a sip?
Did you take a sip?
I did it,
but DNA with Glenn Powell.
But whether I have a photo to prove it or not, I thought it was a cooler moment because when I handed him his drink back, I just said, hey man, I just want to say we really enjoyed the movie. We had a great time. And he I think he appreciated that little notion a lot more than if I had just bombarded him with my phone in my hand.
Yeah, that's totally cool.
So that was cool. But yeah, I held his drink for a few seconds. So that was.
And I've heard nothing but positive reviews on this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can tell you right now, I got invited, but I was not paid to say anything good about this movie. But I've been a Richard Linklater fan since School of Rock, since I was 13. So, man, it's funny. It has like I think it's going to go to theaters for a couple weeks, but it'll be on Netflix in June. And, it's a really funny movie. And
I've heard nothing but good things about it.
So have I. Yeah.
I guess they like tore the house down in Toronto at the film festival. Apparently, like standing ovation and everything like that. So
awesome.
That's cool. Awesome. All right.
Well, thank you so much. And I know that our community is going to want us to ask this last question, just because that's who they are, and I know this is going to come up in the comments.
Okay.
What is your favorite Funko Pop?
Oh, man, I thought you were going to ask my favorite hockey team.
And being from Texas and loving hockey too, by the way.
That's crazy.
That's pretty awesome.
So I've lived here for 10 years. I'm originally from the San Jose Bay Area, so I'm a Sharks fan.
Nice.
True and true.
Are you a Cowboys fan now? Because you're kind of. Do you watch NFL?
I don't watch football, but I don't watch football. But we've been Niners fans since I grew up, and I'm from the same hometown as Jeff Garcia, and the Garcias are close family friends.
Okay.
So we've always been Niner fans, but I don't watch football. But Brent Burns has a 425-acre ranch, like an hour south of me, and that's where he spends his off seasons. Is down here in Texas.
That's cool.
Burnsy. Yeah,
he's a wicked beard.
Yeah.
My favorite Funko Pop, man. I really like Fantastic Plastic. And I know I always say like Bat Boy, the one that Tanner designed.
We actually have one of those.
Yep.
Yeah,
we have the Bat Boy.
It's such a loaded question, right? I really like the Freddy Funko Spooky Space Kook. That was one that I had wanted for a really long time. And also The Thing. I like the old 2011 stocky mold of The Thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
With the
fist.
The fist. Yeah.
That's my favorite little pose. So that's just some of mine. I like the Thing, the original Thing, and I'd probably say Bat Boy from Fantastic Plastic, and maybe one of those Freddy Funkos like the Space Kook. So
awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Is there anything else coming up that you wanted to share with our audience?
Not that I can think of. I'm just excited to visit Niagara Falls. And I'm excited to meet you guys, and
we're looking forward to it too.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. I will say,
I keep forgetting it's 3 weeks away.
Sidekick Inc. with a K, INK, because my page started with my artwork and stuff like that. But Sidekick Inc. with a K, and my username is the same anywhere you go on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube. So,
all right, make sure you follow this guy, sub to his channel, follow especially on. Yeah, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, find Sidekick Inc. CJ, thank you so much. We really appreciate you being here.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks
so much, man.
Until next time, I'm Fish.
K-Dog.
See you again soon.